Hi everybody, it's Lou Sims here, and I'm here today to share the new designer dies that are coming out called Cantilever Box. So what do you get? Well, you get your basic shape, which will actually make the trays to make your cantilever. You'll then get a matten layer, which will go on the top, and you get two decorative panels. So you get this one here, which is more of a floral panel with some little butterflies. And you get this panel, which is like has a wrought iron look to it, which is beautiful. Now, as with Tonic, you get loads and loads of other extras. So as you can see here, we've got the side panels. So you get two different cutting edges, one that is straight and one that's got beautiful dotted edges on it. And you get one decorative panel, which matches this one here, as you can see. So they match together, so they work perfectly together. And you get another side decorative panel which matches beautifully with the top panels there. You then, if you don't want to use decoration, you've got this beautiful die which will just cut out a matten layer and has a faux stitching effect on the outside. Now we've obviously got the smaller panels here, and Tonic haven't forgotten those, and you get 4 different ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I can show you. So this one here has the faux stitching on it. Not stitching, sorry. This one here has the faux dots. This one has the faux stitching. This one is just a plain edge along the outside. And this one has a different type of faux stitching. So there's 2 different types. One that embosses and one that slightly cuts out. It won't go through the whole of your cardstock, but it will give that impression. So they're the basic matten layers that come with the base. So let me just put them back. Now these are going to make up your mechanism. And what Tonic have done, which I think is brilliant, because you're going to need a few of them to make your cantilevers. Obviously, the bigger the cantilever box, the more of these you're going to use. But at least they've supplied us 2. So when we're doing our die cutting, we can quickly get all the pieces we want together. Next, we get this gizmo. And this creates a latch to hold your lid in place, to hold everything in place. And it's got the score lines on it. But again, you get decorative panels which sit inside, which match the other decorative panels. So you can make everything look coordinated. And finally, we get this one. Now for this one, this will actually create a tab, which then will fit through that actual slot there. So it will actually fit through there, so you can actually hold everything in place. So that's all the dies in this month's series. Okay, I've got my bits together. Now I'm making a 3-box cantilever. So I need my 3 trays. Whoops. So I've cut those already out, and this is the Kraft Perfect Craft card. I've cut 2 of the longer strips, 1 to go on either side, which will make sense when you see it, and I've cut 6 of the smaller ones, so there'll be 3 on either side. Okay. I've also cut myself a latch, but I don't want any detail yet, or I haven't made my mind up if I do. And I've cut myself 2 of these. I like to cut 2, so when I can stick them together and stick them down, this becomes a little bit more rigid, and it can take a little bit more of abuse when we open and close our box. What I've also done is I've cut myself some panels of mats and layers. Now, I'm using the beautiful Craft Perfect embossed paper, handmade paper, and I'm going to distress these up a little bit more. Because it's embossed, it'll create a wonderful added extra, you know, an added little bit more of a textural element. So let's tidy up and let's begin. Right, we're going to need some brads or split pins or whatever you want to call them to decorate our project. And these will go, whoops, she says, through the holes here and help make the cantilever with these parts here. However, I can only get my hands on gold ones and they don't go with my colour scheme. So I'm going to change a few of them. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape out some of the Nuvo Fine Detail silver powder. I'm just going to put it there for the moment. Just move that to one side. And I'm just going to get my brad and I'm just going to dip it. Actually, it's probably going to be easier if I hold it. I'm just going to dip it in my clear ink, my dirty clear ink pad. And then I'm just going to put it into the embossing powder. And as you can see, I'm hoping you can see, it will change the colour. So when I heat that, instead of being gold, they'll now have like a silver effect to them. So I'm going to carry on with mine. Okay, I've stopped at this point. And the main reason I've stopped at this point is that if I wanted to make this 2 trays, I would start now by adding my lid on top. So when it all closed up, my lid would then go on top. When it opened up, it would work. Okay, so that is how you'd make a 2 tray. Now to make a 3 tray with a lid is we'll put this tray on top, and what we now need to do is cut another one of these, and that will make a lid on top that way. So you have choices here now. You can stop here and we could add the lid, so you only have 2 trays showing, or we could add another layer and create another lid. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to create another lid because I can. This is our basic box construction, as you can see. So we've got all the different parts that move on both sides all the boxes that open up. And then we've got our lid. So our lid can stay as is, or it can bend down, depending on what you want to do. And I wanted to make like a grungy case sort of one. Now I thought what would be rather cool was to make a container for the cantilever box to sit inside. So I'm going to use the same materials as before, and I'm going to decorate them as I've done before. So I've got lots of it done already, and I've got some of the longer strips that we used here, and they're already done. So what I did was I've made 2 squares, and they're 11.5 centimetres, and then I've scored them at 2 centimetres round. I'll put all the descriptions in my blog so you can find them. And what we're going to do is we're going to make one into an actual box, as you can see what I've done there. So that's going to be my base, and this one is going to be my lid. This is going to be my hinge. So I want to cut away that corner, cut away that corner, so when I crease it, this will sit along the top. Okay, so that'll be my fold pit. And that one's going to sit on there. Right, I'm just going to put that down for 2 seconds. So this will be my hinge. Let's get rid of this and let it just set up. Now, this is going to be my outside box. So I've worked out that this is approximately, well, this is about 7 centimetres square. So I've made everything, so this will be 7.5. So when I put things in, I've got a little bit of a wiggle room. So I've taken a piece of card, and it's 10 centimetres tall, and then each of these are 7.5 centimetres. So the whole length is 22.5 centimetres. And I've decorated the outside just as I've done with the others. And what's going to happen is it's going to sit inside there, as you can see. This, when it's dry, will sit on the top as my lid. Let's take them off. Them should be hid enough. Yes, it is. So that is going to sit as my lid, and there's my hinge. Sorry, this isn't all glued down, as you can see. So then that will open, and I'll have somewhere to put everything.